Hey everyone, Matt here from Herbal House, and in this video we are taking a look at the latest generation of the 4Seasons HELIOS 480X. So there's a few things that make these panels unique, or in fact even better than the last generation, so let's get into it. Main two changes on these panels are the performance and aesthetics. Getting into the performance specifications, they have gone from the B series LM301 diode to the H series LM301 diode. So that's the horticulture from Samsung. And what that means for you guys is you're going to be putting in the same amount of power, but getting more light out of it, which is what everyone wants. It's an efficiency boost. But it's not just that alone. It's actually a complete change on how the PCBs are actually arranged. So if I pop this little panel out here, nice and easy, these particular panels, as you can see, the configuration of these diodes, they're not too clustered up in the center here, but as we move out to those edges, they definitely start to bunch up. Now there's a reason behind that. It's to reduce hot spots directly below the panel for the intensity and increase the light distribution and ensure an even PPFD map. So it's really great to see that these little changes have been implemented, as it does make a big difference. Now, so while the arrangement of the PCB does make quite a large difference to the overall PPFD map, there is actually a subtle change in the spacing of the heat sinks, or at least the alignment of the PCBs. What they've done here is they've actually made a larger spacing between the center ones and brought them closer together further out on the edges. Again, it is to reduce the hotspot and increase the evenness of your PPFD map. So again, a great benefit. Tucked away in this gorgeous driver box is a SOSIN driver. They've retained the SOSINs because they've been so reliable and obviously offer a nice high efficiency, which is what everyone wants in an LED unit. But there are a few key changes here up the front. You'll see the dimmer module here. They've actually changed that to go from about 4 steps to give you over 10 steps of adjustment. So for a lot of people, it's going to offer more control and more ability to adjust the panel in situations where you just need that in-between intensity. So really nice to see. So they've retained the RJ ports on the front of this unit. Now the RJ ports, not a lot of people are going to use, but they're there for master controller or daisy chain compatibility. So inside your box, when you do unpackage your panel, you'll actually have your RJ cable here. Now that cable will connect to something like a master controller, for example. I've got one here in my hands. Now what this would do is allow you to link all your panels up to a single controller and allow complete controllability of the light, whether it's dimmer intensity, sunrise, sunset, and on-off cycling through the controller as such. But for a lot of people in domestic situations, you're simply going to use the analog dimmer here to adjust the intensity as you need it and connect your LED on the back side here to a mechanical timer or digital timer and let it cycle, because that's how most people are going to do it. It works fine, but they do have commercial features if you need them. Now, moving on to the aesthetics, there are a few changes here. As you can see, they've got this absolutely stunning brushed aluminium on the backside with 4Seasons commercial grow light etched into it. It looks fantastic and it really does help with the aesthetic of these things. Now with the black finish, the black driver, it looks absolutely stunning and we are stoked to see them here in NZ. Now on the front side is probably what you're going to see more, just on these front bars over here. When you do have it installed in your grow tent, this is probably what you're going to see, and you've got that nice blue finish on the front end rails here. Last but not least, when it comes to the aesthetics, the assembly has gotten easier with these gorgeous little, hard to describe them, I call them clips, I guess. So if you did need to remove or put your panel together, it's as easy as that. They've changed them because we requested that these be a little bit easier for our customers. The hanging points have remained the same. They've just got these hooks tucked on each side in 4 corners here, so it makes stringing up the panel an absolute breeze. Now, as you can see, we've actually got this fixture bolted together as it should be, but we have requested that these come with extendable leads, like so that if you did want to remove your driver, remove these mounts, you could actually remote mount your driver box, whether that's at the top of your grow tent, outside of your grow tent, because for a lot of people, these do actually generate some heat. And in the height of summer, you want to keep that heat as low as possible. At least in a New Zealand summer, it can get quite hot. So for a lot of people, it's just nice to have that flexibility. It does make these panels just that little bit more versatile. So now that we've covered some of the key changes here, let's actually get this thing strung up in the showroom and show you guys what it looks like in action. All right, so we've taken the 480X out here to the showroom and we've actually installed it in our demo tent. Now this is a 90 by 90 tent. We definitely recommend this light to offer a coverage of at least 1.2 by 1.2 for a good flowering result. So by all means, this is a oversized light for this size tent, just for your guys' reference. Now I just wanted to show you guys how easy it is to install, because with the 4 ratchet hangers, you can simply clip these onto the upper support bars in the top of the tent. It does make installation a breeze. Now I just wanted to give you guys a quick insight into the actual intensity this LED has to offer. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crank it right up here to 100%. And I'm just going to ballpark around the 45 centimeter mark directly below the panel here. So just for you guys' reference, you can see we're sitting at around 1100 U-mols. So this is plenty of intensity here for an LED of this sort of magnitude. So just so you know, at 480 watts at full power input at 45 centimeters, we're sitting at the sort of intensity we'd expect to see in a CO2 growing application. So plenty of power on tap for those who need it. Now, we do rate these panels to be a great replacement for a 600 watt HPS fixture because they are going to maintain the same or very similar coverage, offer less power consumption, and still expect great performance. So I hope you've enjoyed this video here at Herbal House. If you have any questions at all, please get in touch with us. Thanks for watching.